Okay, what the hell just happened, bro? So, the first Porzingis to Celtics trade with the Clippers, which seemed like it was kind of done because Shams was tweeting as if it was basically done, that ends up dying. That was going to be Brogdon Clippers and the whole thing. And now, just like at the 12th hour, Porzingis accepts the player option, all this stuff. Tyus Jones is now going to the Wizards. And admittingly, I'm kind of losing my mind right now, but I would like to think that the Wizards will get like some sort of draft stuff from all this. And I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, it's going to be Brogdon, another third team, whatever, the Grizzlies are the third team, all this stuff. The Celtics traded Marcus Smart. And I listen, I want to talk about Porzingis and all that stuff. I mean, it's going to be a repeat of what I said in the previous video of like hours ago that's now gone. But, oh my God, the Celtics traded Marcus Smart. It happened. The guy who's been in my life for, 9 years now, heart of the team. The dude's been here throughout the whole thing. They drafted him in the 2014 draft, I believe, before Tatum, before Jalen, before all the Kemba Walker and Gordon Hayward stuff. I mean, was that Brad Stevens' first year with the team? It was not Brad's first year with the team. I'm fact-checking things as I am delirious at the moment. And look, I get it. Marcus, it was certainly a thrill between the shot selection at times, but you could not argue with the defense. You could not argue with the culture established guy that he was year in and year out for this team. You could not argue with his improvements as a passer and all that. And he's gone. And he's going to the Grizzlies. And, the Grizzlies, Woj said that they were looking for like a defensive, hard-nosed leader type of guard. And also, Ja's spending 25 games, so they're going to need that. Although even then, I think most people, including me, had the idea of like, well, Ja's out 25 games, but Tyus is awesome, so they should be fine. Eventually, we're going to get to Porzingis on the Celtics again. But I'm just floored. I'm actually floored right now. Like, I don't think sports are supposed to... You know what? No, sports do matter like this sometimes, man. I get it. We talk about spreadsheets and draft picks and whatever the hell else, but when look... The Celtics, they had the disappointing loss to the Heat in the conference final. Shout out to Miami, of course. But I envisioned if it was ever going to happen, winning the title, Marcus Smart was going to be on the team. And now, if they end up doing it, he's not going to be on the team. And that, I'm going to need a moment. I'm going to need a week. I'm going to need a month, a year, something to process this one. Also, the fact of, how's Malcolm Brogdon feeling right now? They tried to trade the dude 6 hours ago, whatever the hell it was for Porzingis, and I don't know what's going to happen there. Look, Derek White's probably safe, and that's a good move because he was awesome and all that the whole year for him. Oh my God. And look, I already know there's going to be some Celtics fans and people who are like, yeah, it was smart to trade Marcus Smart. Like, it's been a topic among Celtics fans for a while, should they trade the dude and all that stuff. I understand. But this is how it feels for me, okay? Some more details are rolling in, and then I can just basically repeat what I said in the previous video today that doesn't exist about Porzingis. The Grizzlies are sending a 2023 and 24 first-round pick to the Celtics, one of those being the 25th pick in this draft. Okay, man, that's certainly some value. If you're going to look at everything from a pure, asset management standpoint and all that, but, it's Marcus Smart, man. I'm just going to purely be a fan just feeling things right now for that one. Oh, boy. Anyway, Porzingis and the Celtics. Look, I'm just going to say what I said in the video. Whatever. Porzingis was great for the Wizards this previous season, okay? He was pretty healthy, played 65 games, didn't play the last 5 because illness / they basically just shut the whole team down, but it wasn't like a huge knee thing. His three-pointers were awesome. His post-ups were great, especially because he was more aggressive and backing guys down and doing all that stuff, and he had more shot attempts from 5 feet away from the basket or whatever you want to say, as opposed to 12 feet away, which, as we know, Porzingis ends up taking a good chunk of those mid-range jumpers, and, he can be a screen setter for Tatum as well as Jalen, and possibly Malcolm Brogdon. Is he on the team after they basically said, hey, we tried to trade you? I don't know. Derek White, he could do all that. Porzingis, along with those post-ups being really good, the idea here is that he can attack switches. I feel so ridiculous because I said all of this earlier. He could attack switches, and, in the past, teams have tried to switch guys onto him, and it's been like, well, we can kind of get away with this because it's a wing, and we don't know if Porzingis can beat us consistently with this stuff. He got much better at all that stuff with the Wizards, and so now the idea is if teams want to have a switching defense against the Celtics and all that stuff, which can sometimes lead them into their isolation, bad basketball habits, they can now dump it to Porzingis, which was not something that they had before this. Assuming that he keeps up that effectiveness as a post-up player, of course he can pop, of course he can roll, of course he can space the floor out whenever they're running anything with Rob or if Horford is screening or if it's just a simple Tatum-Jalen drive, that sort of thing. And then defensively, the versatility between Porzingis, Rob, and Horford is great because, Porzingis' rim protection was really, really good for the Wizards this previous season. They mostly played him at center, and there's a lot of options there with how you want to do that. He's going to start. That's a safe bet. And, you think defensively, like if Horford's guarding, or not Horford, if Porzingis is guarding a center, playing drop coverage most likely, and then you have Rob as the help guy, like that can be really difficult to score on for a lot of teams. You can also flip it and have it the other way. Rob's guarding the center, Porzingis is the help guy. Similar thing with Horford in the game. Obviously they've had Horford and Rob, but if it's Horford and Porzingis in there, like you can have Horford guard the center, you can have Porzingis as the help guy, you can do it the other way around. There's a lot of good things there because, again, Porzingis' rim protection was really good this last season for the Wizards. So Porzingis offers the Celtics just a whole lot of stuff with screen setting and being able to attack mismatches, assuming the post-up stuff holds up, and rim protection and all that good stuff. I see the vision, all that. As I say basically all that for the second time today, unless you didn't see the first video, in which case you're like, okay, cool, man. Also, how are Grizzlies fans feeling? Like, you basically went from Tyus Jones to Marcus Smart, and there's differences there. Tyus is a better shooter, Marcus better defensive player. Marcus has grown as an assist-to-turnover guy. Tyus is, of course, the leader of the assist-to-turnover club, but also Tyus sometimes doesn't put up points in the playoffs like that. So, okay, that's certainly something. You think about a defense with like Marcus Smart and Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane, and I don't know if Dylan Brooks is coming back or not, but Steven Adams as well. Like, if you wanted to, you could kind of view it as the Grizzlies being like, we got the new Dylan Brooks, but it's the better one. Also, apparently Chris Middleton declined his player option, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm just, what the hell, bro? I'm happy for Porzingis. Marcus is gone. That's the video.